Hi everyone, Jessica here from Paper Ink Stamp and welcome back to my channel. So today's video we are crafting our stash. So this is two old stamp sets from Tonic Studios. It's called Celebrate Success and then we have the Celebrate Sentiments on there as well. I did have a little look online. Unfortunately, I can't actually find these stamp sets available anywhere. But again, this is all about, using items that you've got in your stash already that maybe you haven't pulled out for a long time and, making use of them. I needed to make a congratulations card for someone going to university, and this stamp set was perfect because it was more school themed. So we are going to stamp a bunch of these and create a really clean and simple card. So I'm stamping these images onto some white Nina cardstock, which is perfect for colouring with alcohol markers. And I'm also using the Memento Tuxedo Black ink, which again is an alcohol-friendly ink. So I'm going to stamp just a bunch of these images. Like I said, I'm making a card for a family friend who has gotten into university. And again, this set was really great. It's great for sort of thanking teacher cards, so like end of year cards, graduation cards. It has got a little cap in there as well. And I did kind of turn the little outfit into a sort of graduation type outfit because I coloured it in black, which you will see. But again, we'll just go into stamp a whole bunch of these. You've got the ABC, which is going to make some great backgrounds. And then you just got the smaller elements in there as well. That globe is really great. I love that. It's a really good size as well to colour in. And it's just something a little bit different. So this is, like I said, about crafting your stash. I've got quite a few stamp sets that I don't use. Sometimes we can get too involved in wanting the newest stamp sets that's available and we forget about what we have already got. Sometimes that could be down to how you are organising your stamp sets. So maybe if there are sets where you aren't using them quite as much, maybe coming up with a new organizational strategy might be the way to go. Maybe just rotating it, so then you're putting maybe some newer items at the back and moving some older items to the front so you make use of them. But it's just having a look at what you've got and how you can kind of cross over the stamp sets to just mix them with other sets. You don't have to just use the images in one particular set. What I ended up doing, there is a few, I think I got 3 stamp sets in total from this Tonic Studios little collection. And what I ended up doing was stamping all the images. I filled up some A4 sheets. I think I had about 6 or 7 in total. And I used my scan and cut machine to cut them all out. So now I have all of the bits and pieces ready to go to create different cards. So I sort of, again, forgot all about this stamp set. And I like the idea of creating them nice, clean and simple cards like I do here to sell. So I've die cut all of those pieces, or used my scan and cut to cut out all of those pieces ready to go to put some cards together. All I need to do is colour them in. So we're going to colour in these images now. I am going to speed it up a little bit. I'm going to be using a combination of my Copic sketch markers and then my Prism alcohol markers as well, which is from Hunky Dory. It just depends what colours I have got, and what I've done is mix those two colours together in my storage. So I am using both of those. I tend to only buy the Copic markers in the colours that I'm kind of missing. I've stopped using my tri-blends a little more. I'm trying to use the Prism ones a little more just to get used to kind of coming up with the different blends and things from those pens. And again, as those run out, or, again, there's colours that I want in the Copic range, then I can purchase those. So I'm just going to do some really simple colouring, 2 to 3 blends per image. This is what I find ends up taking the most amount of time, is then colouring in the images. But again, if you've got a stack of images there, like I said, I've done die cut or, use my scan and cut to cut out a whole bunch of images. You've got stuff there on hand ready to go. You don't always have to kind of start from nothing. And come up with new ideas. So if there are some stamp sets that you've got, maybe they are older stamp sets, and you want to make sure that you make the most out of them, you get the most out of them, I bought a really inexpensive little plastic storage container, and I had lots of different sections. I think it's sort of advertised for like a sewing kit, things like that. I picked it up from the pound shop here in the UK, so it literally cost me £1. It's double-sided. It's got a lot of storage. I will maybe post a photo somewhere of that, because I did record some footage of cutting out. I was going to make a reel for Instagram, so you might find it over there, which I do have links for in the description box down below. But having stuff there ready to go, you know, if you are having a little, maybe if you're struggling a little bit, trying to come up with some ideas, you know, you've got stuff there ready to go, and you spend a little bit of time, you know, you could put something on in the background. I was just listening to some audiobooks while I was doing it, and I was creating cards actually while I was doing it as well. I had it going in the background. You just load your paper into it, and it just die cuts it, or cuts out, whatever, as you're kind of doing something else. So that's what I found really great about the scanning cut. I've got the CM900, which in relation now is quite like an older machine. They have quite a few newer machines. I've just bought a new mat, as you would have seen in a recent haul video, just from Amazon. So that is going in the background whilst cutting all of those bits out. So I'm definitely going to go back through my stash. I've got my eye on a couple of clearly besotted stamp sets, and I think ones like that where you have different images, especially ones that you can mix together, they are going to be perfect for just having on hand ready to go. So you can see here, I'm just taking them off my scan and cut mat. So I got a new blade and I got a new mat as well, which is absolutely perfect. So yeah, I've definitely been making use of this. It's nice to kind of have it there, and this is the primary reason why I have the scan and cut. I don't tend to use it for a lot else, to be honest, but you know, for not having too fussy cut, literally takes no time at all, and you know, you get virtually perfect results. So you can see it's all cut out here. You can get that nice white border on there as well. You can cut it out right to the edge. I've never done that to see. I've always sort of wanted that little white border there. And yeah, it just sort of gives that nice little finish to your images. So you can see we've got the little outfits here. So you've got the 3 different stamp sets. I might have even shown these stamp sets in a previous video. I'm not 100% sure. Have a look on my channel. But you've got all the different characters. So in this set, you've got 4 different characters. And you have tons of different cute outfits. I decided to, just to make it look a little better, I decided to cut off the white outline for this outfit. So when you see sort of the final card, it blends in really, really nicely. There's a few different things you could do here. You could do this, you could leave it with the white border, or you could do a little bit of masking, just some simple masking to make it a one image. So you have the animal wearing the outfit. I did end up using, it wasn't this stamp set, it was one of the other ones in the range, which I can't remember what it was called now. I actually used that stamp set on one of my cards for the Card Maker of the Year competition that I won. And yeah, I created this really great scene. I had a couple of different animals on there, and it was like a farmyard, because I had like a watering can, I had like a barn in the background and the flowers and things. I really loved that card, and it did, you know, help me win Card Maker of the Year. So I really love these little cutesy, I don't make them all that often, but these are the kind of cards that I do really love creating. So I've popped my little costume onto the owl, and again I coloured that in black to make it look like he was kind of wearing like you know, a gown. I didn't put the cap because he's not graduating from university, he got into university, so you know, potentially that could be turned into a graduation card, but this is just you know, getting into university. So I thought it would work still with having that black kind of waistcoat. But, you know, again, you've got tons of different outfits, and then you can mix and match the outfits across the different stamp sets. What I could have done as well, rather than stamping and cutting out all of these images separately, because I do just build them up in this way, I could have actually stamped and coloured directly onto the cardstock. So this white cardstock I've got here is, I think it was just some multi-purpose cardstock from Crafter's Companion. Is 300 GSM, which I'm really loving at the moment. I could have stamped those and coloured them directly onto the card, and then just had a few of the elements sort of die cut and then propped up, because the only piece that I actually put up on foam tape is going to be the owl itself. So, you know, I could have done a little bit of that where it was more of a one layered card, or, you know, how I've done it here. I did just use a light grey pen, add in the kind of flooring so they weren't sort of floating too much. To be honest, by the time I added all of the images, you couldn't necessarily see this line, but it does just help ground your images a little bit rather than them looking at like they are sort of floating on the card. Next, I wanted to stamp the sentiments. So again, this is the Celebrate sentiments, and this stamp set goes across all of the 3 stamp sets that I've got. So you've got some really great puns in there for the animals. You have got all the different occasions. You've got birthday, get well soon, congratulations. Then you've got like happy graduation, for the best teacher ever. you did it, awesome job, like hi there, so all the sort of generics. And then you've got happy birthday, I heard, as in HERD, you are leaving, happy birthday from the herd, you are like no other, you are pawsome, another birthday, question mark, thank you very much. So again, you can mix and match all of the animals. So this particular set that I'm using here has the owl, the reindeer, you've got a fox and a raccoon in here. I think the other sets you've got like a pig, you've got a sheep, a cow. So again, and I'm pretty sure all of the costumes will kind of mix and match between those animals. So I'm just gluing these down, as you can see. So I stamped my sentiment in some some VersaFine Onyx Black ink. I wanted to just do that direct onto the cardstock again, because I was going for that kind of more clean and simple look. And I do really, really love how this card came out. So all together, we have got that globe in the background. We've got the little backpack. We've got the A because he is a straight A student. We've got the I want to say protractor, but I don't think it is. It's been a while since I've been in school. We've got then a pen and pencil as well. And then, of course, then we have our owl. So I'm just gluing this down. This is some Nuvo Deluxe glue that I've got in a Crafter's Companion glue bottle with that fine tip, which is perfect for the smaller images. I didn't end up taking a proper photo of this, I don't think, before putting it in the envelope. So the thumbnail that I've got, unfortunately, is just a screen grab from the very end of the video. Sometimes when I do create cards that are for people, obviously I make them and send them, straight out in the post. So unfortunately I did forget to take a proper photo of this. But I'm super happy with how this turned out. I did a bunch of cards and a commission actually in one day, and they all ended up being very clean and simple, which I really loved. Sometimes I think a clean and simple card is quite overrated. So that's the actual panel done itself. I'm going to mat this just again very simple onto a piece of black cardstock. So you can never beat just having a simple black piece of card. So I'm pretty sure my white cardstock was cut to 6x4 inch, and we're making a 5x7 inch card. I wanted to have a nice big white border from the card base. The black, I'm pretty sure, was 6.25 by 4.25. And then that's just going to give us a nice small border on the black, and then, like I said, a bigger border actually on our white card base. I'm going to add some foam tape onto the back of this. This is the Time for Tea Designs 25mm foam tape. Which and the actual thickness of it is quite small as well, which I like. So it gives you a nice bit of dimension on here. If you didn't want as much dimension, maybe you only have like one roll of foam tape, you could then just stack up bits of cardstock to give you that smaller bit of dimension. So we're just going to cover the back in that just to help support it and so it doesn't sag at all. And we can add that onto our card base. So you can see here we have got a lovely, nice, big white border. Thinking about it now, I don't think it was the multi-purpose. I think the cardstock I used was the Creative Expressions Coconut White because it's just an off-white to the actual card base. Again, I made quite a few cards in one day, so sometimes I forget what I have used, unfortunately. But that is the card. To finish it off, we're going to add some Nuvo drops. These are the vintage Postbox Red. I thought that went really nicely because we had the red of the A in the background, and it just sort of helped to show that up a little bit. So we're going to do 3 around the sentiment, and that's going to be my card finished. So I hope you like it. I realize that we are using these stamps that unfortunately that's no longer available. Maybe you do have it, but again, it's all about crafting with what you already have. Maybe this will just give you some inspiration on creating a clean and simple card. So that's going to be it for today's video. If you did enjoy it, please give this video a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please consider hitting that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any future videos. That's it for today. Thanks very much for watching and happy crafting.